Georgia Southern Athletics here with Coach Chris Vozab as her Eagles are getting ready to start their next set of games this weekend at the Georgia State Tournament. Coach, you've had about 2 weeks off since your home opener. Tell us what the advantages are to the time between that first game and this next game.
Sure. Well, the way that it worked out is we really got to spend that next week after our first game worrying about us, fixing things that we need to improve on, some things that we'd been working on all preseason but were kind of brought out as things we still need to improve on in that first game. Spent first week really addressing those areas, and then we tried to carry that over, maintain those improvements we've been making, but spend this last week also prepping for Georgia State as well.
Coach, you're seeing a lot of new opponents, and then you've also working on the chemistry of your team. What are some of the most important things that you've had to focus on as a coach this past week or so?
Sure. Well, the biggest thing for our team is that we are all in sync, competing on every play, that we need 5 people competing for each other on every play, and that doesn't just mean in offensive situations. That's also with our different defensive schemes and looks that we have. So we've really developed the accountability for finishing every single play out, because I think that's an area in our first game where when we did that, we had a lot of success. We made some runs, we did a nice job. When we struggled to have all of us in sync finishing a play, that's when they made runs on us.
One of the other things we've talked about, coaches, is with all coaches, they'll have a tendency to say that the most improvement is made between the first and second games. Do you feel that's going to hold true with your Eagles this weekend?
I'm definitely pleased with the strides that we've made. I think that our team is very much some visual learners, and having an opportunity to see that first game on film and really have the time to spend a lot of time breaking it down instead of having to immediately fast forward to a next opponent, we've been able to see those improvements tangibly on the practice floor. And because the team recognizes the improvements and the changes, now as we do begin to focus on our next opponent, I think our team is very cognizant of making sure while we worry about the opponent, are we taking care of ourselves and what we need to do on every possession. So it's been good to see that growth.
Well, Coach, we know you'll be headed up to Atlanta on Thursday for Friday afternoon's game. I'm sure your team is also excited to be playing against someone else for the first time this weekend as well.
Definitely, for sure. I mean, it was very valuable having this time, but by the same token, we're excited to get a chance to challenge ourselves against somebody else. And the cool thing playing Georgia State is there are some similarities between Georgia State and our previous opponents. So that's always good to help us really segue from game 1 to game 2, focusing on some similar concepts.
Well, Coach, we know this is a tournament situation. You're not sure of your opponent yet on Saturday, but we wish you the best of luck on Friday and appreciate your time with Georgia Southern Athletics.
Thanks very much.